Hey guys! Welcome back. I have chocolate but ice cream in here. I was really craving something sweet because I just finished a test and I'm like really tired. So today, every time I meet new people and I tell them about this story, they find it really entertaining, so I decided to share it with you guys. Little story time about my ghetto childhood. So every time I tell someone in Japan that I was born in New York City, they're like, かっこいいとか、なんかすごいとか、めっちゃ羨ましいとか、めっちゃ言うんだよね。But then the thing is, if you've actually lived in New York City before, you know that that's not somewhere you want to be born. So I'm not sure if you could see, but I got stitches here when I was 3 years old. It starts from here and it goes all the way up here. So this was when I was about 2 or 3 and Jen was around 3 or 4. My parents were asleep and me and Jen were such idiots. We were really bored at home. So we got like glass cups. We threw them against the wall so that they shattered onto the floor, and we grabbed it and we threw it up in the air and we're like, rain! We're like pretending it's like raining glass. And then eventually I cut my hand and I start bleeding, and my mom, she wakes up to my cry and she has to rush me to the hospital because I'm like bleeding like crazy. But my parents, they couldn't afford to pay for the hospital bills, so what they did was they had like a dentist friend and we just rushed to their dentist and I got stitched up at the dentist. And that's how I got my first set of stitches. Also, this I don't remember that much, but I do remember seeing a lot of rats in the hotel that we used to live in, New Yorker hotel. Like, this is what I remember. Under shelves, there used to be like a string that was like coming out from under the shelf, and my mom's like, oh my god, I think it's a rat's tail, I think it's a rat's tail. And I was just like, Mom, you are so over exaggerated. But after she said that, I started getting scared too, so we just waited until Dad came home from work. And once Dad came home from work, he pulled the string that was under the shelf and it was a rat. It's so scary. It was a dead rat. I don't know how it died like that. Yeah, and we used to have like rat traps all over the house, and we used to always see rats, and then my dad would put them in a bag and like whack it against the wall until it died. So these rats, they're really smart. They knew that my mom was afraid of them, and they knew that if my dad came home, they're gonna like whack them to death. Like, rats are really smart. Like, if you've seen the movie Ratatouille, you'll know how smart they are. So basically, these smart ass rats, every time my dad was home, they would never get out of their hiding spots or where they live. But the moment my dad went to work, they'd like my mom would just randomly be cooking at the kitchen counter and they'll just come out like out of nowhere right in front of my mom, knowing that she's not gonna do anything, and my mom would like freak out and just run out of the room. And just, I feel so bad for my mom because she couldn't catch them because she was so scared. And one time, なんかお母さんめっちゃバカにしとって。This is a story that my mom told me, but one time apparently like she was just like sitting at the living room and her back started to itch, and then she's like, what is this? And she's like trying to itch something in her back, and then she hears like a thump that falls behind her, and when she turns around, the rat just ran, and my mom got so freaked out. Like, these rats treated my mom like she was an idiot. Oh, another childhood story time. This isn't a ghetto story time. I think a lot of kids did this as a kid. So one time I had a crush on this guy, and I used to wear this like t-shirt every day to school. It was such an ugly t-shirt. I still remember it was like a white t-shirt with like sky blue sleeves. On the t-shirt there was like a cute grandpa on it and I think it says something like, I wish I were always this cute or something like that. Like, it was like the most ugliest t-shirt ever now that I think about it. But I remember one time I wore that t-shirt to school, and the guy in my class that I had a crush on, he complimented on it. He's like, hey, I like your shirt, it's cute. And from the next couple days, I think that entire week, I wore the same exact t-shirt to school every single day. And I thought it was completely normal. I used to do that a lot with the shirts that I liked a lot and didn't know that there was anything wrong with that. That reminds me to another story. So in America, we have this week where it's called like Dr. Seuss week or something, or like poetry week. So like every day there's like a different theme. One day would be like wearing pajamas to school day, another day will be like poem in a pocket day, so like you keep your favorite poem in your pocket and when someone asks for your poem you share it with each other. Another day is like funky hat day, where you would like wear like really weird funky hats, and one of them was funky socks day. So the day before funky socks day, the teacher was like explaining what kind of socks we should wear. She asked us if like she could see our socks, and the teacher saw my socks and she's like, oh yeah, that's a funny interesting looking socks, like that would be a good example of a socks you will wear on funny socks day. So what I did did was I just wore the same exact socks the next day. Yeah, I thought there was nothing wrong with that. The teacher was probably disgusted. I was such an idiot growing up. Oh, this is a funny story time. This isn't about me, but this was also when we were living at the New Yorker hotel. So back in New York, like, Jen was... I don't know how Jen did this, but when Jen was taking a nap, me and mom, we decided to go out to like the convenience store. Like, it was like really like literally like a 10 to 15 minute just like outing. And then after we came back home, Jen managed to lock herself inside the house. And I don't know why my mom didn't have a key, but like Jen locked herself inside the house. And like we're like telling her like, Jen, unlock the door, unlock the door. And she's like, I can't. And she's like crying so much. And we were like doing that for like 2 hours and trying to like, my mom was trying to explain to Jen how to like unlock the door. Like, I don't know how she locked it, but she couldn't unlock it. I don't get how that happened, but like Jen was having such a hard time unlocking the door and she was like crying for hours and hours. And like eventually my mom, she ended up calling the police to like save my sister, because like we couldn't get her out of the house. Like, we didn't know what to do. So the police comes, and what he does is like, say this is like the door, he took a saw and he made a big hole in on the door so that Jen could go through it. The reason why I think that story is really stupid now that I think about it, because I remember Jen coming out of the hole. The reason why I think that was really stupid of the police now that I think about it is that instead of making that big hole on the wall, he could have made a little hole near the where the lock was, so that he could just put his hand through it and unlock the door and open the door, right? So yeah, I was like, wow, everyone was so ghetto back in the day. So yeah, that is my ghetto childhood story time with some banana ice cream. I hope you guys enjoyed that story time, guys. And yeah, if I were to give you guys 2 or 3 sentence update about my school life, it's just a lot of studying and missing my family, I guess. I miss my family a lot. With that being said, I wonder what they're up to now. Let's just randomly call one of them and see if they pick up. I really miss my family, guys. Let's see if they could add on to the story time. They all seem to be pretty busy. Everyone seems so busy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you guys want to hear other storytime videos. And I'll see you guys all next time, guys. Bye, guys. Watch out.